An event is working to raise awareness and remove the stigma surrounding fibroids.
12 News' Kayla Thompson spoke to Tanika Gray about her story and the event.
Fibroids are something that people are starting to talk about more. And why do you think it is necessary to have the conversation?
Absolutely. So fibroids and what women experience with fibroids is really a public health issue. I absolutely believe that we need to be talking more about the symptoms of fibroids, the occurrence of fibroids, and particularly as it affects Black women and minority communities. The numbers are staggering around that. 90% of Black women will have some type of fibroid. And I must note that not all of them are necessarily symptomatic, but it's important that 90%, that we acknowledge that 90% of them will have some type of fibroid by the age of 50. Black women have 3 times the prevalence of fibroids than Caucasian women. And uterine fibroids can cause infertility depending on their location and size. Fibroids usually are distorting the cavity or endometrium, and, can result in infertility. So the statistics go on.
Can you tell me about the White Dress Project?
Yes, I would gladly tell you about the White Dress Project. So I founded the White Dress Project in 2014, really out of my own desire to have support as I was going through uterine fibroids. I had long suffered with fibroids, probably from around my early teens, and I was symptomatic, had the heavy bleeding, the bloating, and I felt like I didn't understand why no one was talking about the condition, why there were no runs, no walks. So I really wanted to create a community. I wanted to create a sisterhood, a safe place for people to be able to talk about uterine fibroids. And, culturally and just the way I was raised, you don't talk about issues below the belt. And I know I'm not the only one. Exactly. So I wanted to dispel those the often myths that we talk about, the stigma that's associated. I'm so excited to be coming to Jackson, Mississippi this weekend to talk about uterine fibroids, not only talk about fibroids, but talk about treatment options, talk about how we can support each other, talk about how you can be your own best health advocate. It's all being hosted by our organization, the White Dress Project, and the beautiful TV and radio personality, Tambra Cherie. So excited that she's also going to be there.